Someone has asked this question to
Mhm.
you. What is a church and how can a Christian live a meaningful life within the church?
Okay. All right. First, the church is not the building. The church is not the denomination. The church is not the organization, which includes the presidents, the general secretaries, the treasurers, and so on. The church, in the Greek term, ekklesia, means every believer who has been called out of darkness into his marvelous light by hearing the gospel of Jesus Christ. That means the redeemed ones who've been called, chosen by God, right? So that's the church, which includes the spiritual body of Christ, which means every Christian on the face of the earth, but also finding local expression in a community, like let's say Faith Harvest Church or Lota Baptist Church, Angami Baptist Church. That's a local church. Both are extremely important, the universal plus the local church, because most of the times that Paul talks about the church in his epistles, he's talking about a local church that many members form one body of Christ, right? So that's the church. So every member of a local body is the church. It's not the organization, it's not the building. So the people is more important than the organization, the ecclesiastical order, or even the denomination, right? So the church is the people. Okay, how can I live a meaningful life? Okay, so you have to be part of a community because that is how God intended. You're not an individual by yourself. As a body of Christ, you join a local body, you become a member of the body of Christ, and everyone, all of us together, we are the body of Christ. So your faith life, your Christian life has no meaning if you're not part of a local church, because Paul said that you're part of the body of Christ. So being part of that body, we are connected to the body to receive life through the ministry of the church to me, and also for me to do my share to provide life to the body. That means it involves my faith, my commitment, the use of my gifts, my resources, my productivity, which means it involves the purpose and the calling of God upon my life, which means it includes my fulfillment as a meaningful person, my identity, my purpose. So if I'm not part of a local church serving, loving, fellowshipping, giving, then there's no meaning in my faith life, because my faith life cannot be practiced all by myself. It's not only me and Christ, it's me and Christ through the church, right? So there's no meaning in my spiritual life if I'm not part of a local church. Okay, just you and Christ is just half the picture, is half the coin. The other side of the coin is that I'm part of the local church, and my faith towards Christ is practiced by serving the church. My love towards Christ is practiced by loving one another. My discipleship towards Christ is by serving the local church, you see. So you have to be part of a local church and serve and be part of its vision, and by that you will have a meaningful Christian life. So when you understand what the church is, then you'll be willing to be a part of it. So don't look at the church always as the denomination, as many times people say, what is the NBCC doing and all? But it's coming out of ignorance, that's just the organization. And the church is not NBCC. The church is every Christian in Nagaland. And then every local church is the church. And that is more important than the council, because the council exists because of the church. The church does not exist because of the council. Always keep that difference in mind.